All right, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Moesha, season 1, episode 13, Mentor. Y'all, I had to redo this video all over. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all, make sure you wait liking the videos and, getting in the algorithm of things. And also, y'all, please, let's just tell your friends to tell your friends, your cousins, your auntie, your uncles, your mom, dad, somebody who watch reality TV or scripted TV to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Okay? Shout out to everybody who's under my subscription. Okay? Who has subscribed to me. I love y'all. Thank you so much. All right? So, anywho, let's start with Moesha. All right. So, I will say this particular episode was in season 1, but really this was supposed to be in season 2, I want to say. Because Miles was a little bit older, so this was supposed to really be in season 2, episode 15, but somehow they moved it. And so I guess I'm gonna just give you the episode, and then I'll cross the bridge and working on season 2 when I get there. Y'all, I'll tell y'all, these episodes and stuff have been stressing me out. It's been stressing me out. I was supposed to bring y'all Forever and Cheat, and tonight I still have to bring y'all Somebody's Son. I have somewhere I need to be. I don't know if I'm going to be. I'm going to a graduation party. Shout out to my friend who has graduated with her master's in social work. Okay, come through, friend. I am very proud of her. Extremely proud of her. And my niece, who is graduating high school today. She is graduating tonight. The graduation is in New Orleans. I wasn't able to be there, but of course, I'm sending you love and light and all of the things. I am super proud. And shout out to all of the class of 2025. Okay? Come on, the class of 2025. Let's go. Okay, I don't care where you graduated from, what you got, your master, whatever. I don't care if you got a certificate. Congratulations. I'm always here for upward movement. Okay, upward. What did they say on Married to Medicine? Upward and onward. Okay. Anyway. The episode starts with Moesha. We see Moesha, Kim, and Hakeem stole some oranges from somebody's house and ran. So the lady know that it was them who stole it because they've been doing this for years. So she stopped D on her way out. Told D came home and told Frank what happened. And Moesha was in the kitchen making orange juice and all of the things. And she was trying to offer Frank some orange juice. He was like, baby, I don't want that because you stole that. And so, of course, Moesha has to work off those orange juices. I will say this. They did believe in disciplining Moesha. And when she felt the need to want to be grown, they let her hang herself. I will give Flat Top that, and I will give D that. They ain't play no games. All right? So the episode, that was the base of the episode or whatever. So, Moesha goes over to Miss Moss' house, who is played by Walona Woods, okay, a.k.a. Janet Dubois. Okay, rest in peace to that lady, because I loved her, all right? I forgot she was on an episode of Moesha. I really forgot. It was so many people. Even on this episode, Clifton Powell. If y'all don't know who Clifton Powell is, you may know him by Pinky from Friday. From Friday. Clifton Powell, he played on everything. We love Clifton Powell. Anyway, so Moesha goes over there. Miss Moss just aggravated because I don't really want y'all by my house. Y'all already done stole my oranges. I really don't want y'all over here. But since you here, go ahead and mop that floor over there. Go sweep and mop that floor. So if y'all notice, Miss Moss' house was cluttered. It was very cluttered. So she was sitting on her typewriter trying to type up her trying to type up some work. And so she kept messing with the, what they call it that goes to the typewriter. It goes on the typewriter, which it keeps, this is how you're able to type. I forgot what they call it. It's been so long. And so Moesha she picked up this note, and she saw that the note was from Langston to Miss Moss. And y'all know Langston is, of course, Langston Hughes. So she was like, Langston Hughes? And so Miss Moss was like, well, what you know about him? And Moesha was like, well, I know he fine. And she was like, y'all young people, that's all y'all talk about, how fine somebody is. And so Moesha, of course, because she's a fan, she recited one of his pieces. And she was like, oh, you do know a little something, something. So while she was trying to fix the tape to her typewriter, Miss Moss realized, where is my money? And she told Moesha, help me find my money. So in this point, she's aggravated. And so they looking around looking for the money. Moesha found it. It was in a plant. And so Moesha was like, well, why did you have it in a plant? And Miss Moss was like, I know where I put it. Now, at this point, Moesha does not know the signs of Alzheimer's, dementia, yada, yada, yada. She just probably look at Miss Moss as this lady. She's just losing stuff and forgetting stuff. So, Miss Moss actually has Alzheimer's. I know everybody, y'all know. She had Alzheimer's, but it was never mentioned until her grandson mentioned it, which is played by Clifton Powell. So, Moesha begged, so in the next scene, Moesha begged Frank and Dee not to go over there. She was like, I don't want to go over there. She's mean, old, she's just mean. And so, she have to go over there. So the next day, Miss Moss is dressed up. And y'all know the way her outfit looked, it gave 50s. It gave a 50s look because she had on the dress. It was flared out. And y'all know it was fitted in a waistline, but it was flared out. And she had on that little hat. It was really cute. It was a really cute outfit, even the shoes. So Moesha walked in. She was like, hey, where you going? So Miss Moss slipped into her Alzheimer's moment, and she said, I'm going to the Brown Derby, and said, I want to say Harold was his name. I think that was her husband. Harold was supposed to be picking her up, which he is deceased. And she was like, if you're going to be late, I'm not coming. Again, Moesha, she saw it, but she didn't know. She didn't know what it was. She was like, okay, so the Brown Derby has been closed for 50 years. And so, again, Miss Moss gets frustrated. And so, she was like, well, what do you do for a living? Miss Moss sat on the sofa. She was like, oh, I type for Zora Neale Hurston and Langston Hughes. But she never put out her own stuff. She told Moesha she was a writer. And she tells Moesha she was writing for them back in the Harlem Renaissance days. And so, and she was like, well, what was Langston like? And she was like, girl, he was friendly. So basically, Langston was a hub. Okay, he was a hub. That's all I'm saying. And she was a writer, but she never really put out her pieces because she wasn't confident. She didn't have much confidence. So instead of her doing her own thing, she wrote for everybody else. And that's why she have her typewriter, because I think she fall back into that Alzheimer's state. And she feels like I'm at that time again where I can write. I can finally write for me, but she really can't. So Moesha takes Miss Moss to the den. I'm sorry, where she's doing a reading. So in the next scene, when she got to know Miss Moss, a lot has changed for Moesha. So Moesha got up, went downstairs. Everybody was like, what's happening? She was like, y'all, Miss Moss is so cool. I loved, Moesha started enjoying her. And so they was like, what? But she went over there. Before she go over there, she tells them that Miss Moss is going to do a reading at the den. And And she was like, she just gonna read, recite her poetry, recite poetry for everybody there. So, we get over to the den, and she's sitting around, got on her nice cute green dress. All the students are around, and she read. Shout out to her, because she reading her, she reading their pieces. So she published one. So they was like, and Dell was like, well, we can't have a legend come in here and you not read your own stuff. So she was like, no. Miss Moss was like, no, I'm good. So Moesha was like, well, I have a copy right here so you can read it. So she was like, I wrote it, so I don't need no notes. So as she's reading, she falls into her Alzheimer's. It kicks in, and she forgot the words. And so she tells Moesha was like, oh, here you go. You don't have to, again, Moesha still don't have the awareness of what her illness is right now. And so she was like, you don't, I have the piece right here. I brought the original piece, so you don't have to, you can just read it. And so, of course, there's that frustration on Miss Moss, because I think they're frustrated because I don't know if they're aware they have Alzheimer's, but they're frustrated because they cannot remember. And so she was like, she got frustrated. She got up and she left. She was like, I want to go home. And, so she got up and left. Moesha took her home. So the next day, Moesha goes back over to Miss Moss' house, and Harold is her grandson. He answers the door, which is played by Clifton Powell. And he tells Moesha was like, I don't know what happened to her. Is she okay? She better not be acting like she's sick. And so Harold tells Moesha, my grandmother isn't feeling well. And Moesha thought, hey, what's going on with her? And he tells Moesha, is it a cold? That's when Moesha says, she say, is it a cold? Is it this and that? So he tells Moesha it's more serious than that. And so Miss Moss comes out, and Moesha starts to talk to her. She was like, oh, hey, I came over here to hang out. And Miss Moss totally forgot who Moesha was. And Harold, she doesn't even know Harold at this point. And so Moesha gets sad. She was like, I was here. I was helping you type. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was, So Moesha at this point is still unaware that Mrs. Moss have Alzheimer's. And she tries to explain, but Miss Moss was like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. You must have me mistaken was for somebody else. And Moesha started to cry. She was like, don't cry. You're so pretty. You're too pretty to cry. And I was like, oh my God, that's a lot. That's a lot. And so Harold was like, okay, Grandma, we gonna put you to bed. And she was like, don't call me that. And she was like, you say this all the time. Don't call me that. And she was like, he's just such a nice young man. She forgot, she's forgetting who Harold is. And of course, she can't stay in the house by herself, which also, the clutter and all of that, it's all a part of Alzheimer's. And so he takes Miss Moss into her room. She goes, puts her in the bed. He comes out. He tells Moesha that she has Alzheimer's, and he has to take care of her. So Moesha at this point is worried. She was like, what do we need to do? What do I need to do? Where she's going to go? And he was like, she's going to come live with me and my family where we can take good care of her. And he promised Moesha that, he's going to take care of his grandmother. And Moesha was just sad. But before she slipped into that full Alzheimer's mode, she left Moesha her manuscript. And in the end, Moesha realized how elderly people are often forgotten about, but she learned a big lesson out of this. And she learned a lot from her sitting with her within that 1 week, because y'all know Moesha loves to write. Of course, that's the height of that's the height of who she is. She writes in that journal all the time. So she aspires to be a writer. So I thought it was good. It was a good episode, y'all. I have one more episode to bring y'all, and I am done for now. And I will try to bring y'all somebody's son later, depending on what time I get back. So, anyway, until then, I will see y'all in the next episode.